I am here with TBanks. TBanks is an elite sports performance and strength and conditioning coach, a community wellness activator, fitness vlogger, and co-founder of the competitive tennis league for queer and trans people of the global majority called Althea and Arthur's Aces. Thanks for coming on the pod.
Yes, thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy to have you. I'd like to start off with some games. So we're going to do a little start bench cut. Serena Williams, Coco Gauff, Billie Jean.
That's wild.
I like different generations too.
Yes.
That's kind of what I was doing with these guys.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna have to. Serena Williams, just grew up watching her. That's the player that I wanted to be like. Her energy, similar to Angel, what she's done for the sport, the Williams sister, and everything. Billie Jean has obviously done that as well in a different way, and is like OG. She started the WTA. She's done a lot. She had the Battle of the Sexes match.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what, Serena, we started Serena always.
Okay. I like that. Yeah.
And then it was Billie Jean, and it was
Coco Gauff.
Coco. Look, don't hate me, y'all. we gonna have to cut Coco. I'm gonna get a lot of hate, but it's cool.
Yeah. I mean,
it's gotta be what it is.
Compared to the other two, like,
yeah.
I mean, I would say this is really hard. Like, I don't even know who I would pick, so I'm just making my guess do it.
Yeah. She just needs more time. It's a youth thing, I think, for that. But Coco, keep doing what you're doing. We love it.
Yeah, she's great. Obviously, she's much younger than the other two. So yeah, I would say Serena, Billie, Coco.
I think so.
Yeah. I don't know tennis as well, but I feel like Serena is always number one until someone ends up doing better. But I don't know if that'll be in our generation.
We'll have to see.
All right, so we'll get into another segment. I call this Lover or Hater. And you just say if you love it or hate it, and then give a little bit of an explanation why.
Okay.
So the first topic is the new WNBA expansion cities. So are you familiar with the new cities? I can always go through them.
I don't know all of them, but just the idea of it. I love the idea of it. I think, just expanding in terms of expansion of the WNBA, it feels like, love it. Love to see it more. We want more. But I don't think I'm familiar with all the teams.
Okay. Yeah, we love to see it expanding. It feels slow, but it's actually expanding pretty quickly. But let's see, we got, so this upcoming season, assuming we have one, the newest teams are Toronto and Portland.
Wow.
So that's pretty
already
cool.
Wow.
Yeah. And then obviously we had San Francisco this past season. And then
the
Valkyries.
Yeah.
They were amazing. I got to go to a game, which was really awesome. Yeah, and they play in the same arena as the Warriors.
That's dope.
Yeah, it was a really cool experience. I'm not gonna lie. And they won. They beat the Storm, who was like, I mean, they were inconsistent last season, but the fans were just like loving it.
Man,
the energy there was crazy. So
wow. Okay, we love it. We love expanding.
Yeah. And then some of the other cities that'll be in future seasons, we've got, who else we got? We got Cleveland.
Wait. Okay.
I want to say we got Cleveland. Yeah, Cleveland. And that team used to exist. It was a Cleveland Rockers, which is weird for a basketball team to be called Rockers. I think their logo was like a guitar. I was
I'm dead.
It was a little corny.
That's a little corny, but okay.
But there's something in Cleveland like that. There's some kind of like rock and roll thing in Cleveland. I don't know what the history is, but someone tried to explain it to me, and I still was like not on board.
Still not giving basketball, but okay.
Yeah. And then we've also got, God, I'm like blanking now on them. I used to know them all. Detroit is definitely one of them. So Detroit Shock also used to exist.
My sister was a basketball player, so I'm like, I'm tapping into my my family basketball. I'm always tapping into that. But
did you play ever growing up?
Did I play just like
For
For
fun?
fun. I
Okay.
never like I think I did a few like camps and things. Like my
Yeah, yeah,
dad put me in
yeah.
a few camps.
Mm-hmm.
I think with hopes of me doing it because I've always been like an athlete and I'm pretty good on defense and I can move and I'm
Mm-hmm.
pretty I don't know. I'm a go getter in that way, I think.
Okay.
But I ended up choosing tennis and track as my sports.
Okay.
But both of my sisters, they play competitively. My older sister, I'm always like bragging about my sisters. But yeah, she was like D1, did
Nice.
the whole role,
That's amazing.
and
And
yeah,
is she like the same height as you or a little
she taller.
taller? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I didn't get the
Not to
height.
throw any shade, but I was like, how
You
tall are
look,
you? I'm
look.
not that tall either, so like
I didn't get the height, but I'm gonna take my half an inch. I'm 5'5.5". I think
I'm
you
five
know.
five and 3/4. I just say five
Okay,
six. I feel like you could say 5'6" too.
I'm 5'6".
All right, and the last team is Philly. Philly.
First of all, I didn't realize all this expansion was happening like this soon. I
Yeah.
need to follow more, but
Those teams are coming later, like
man, oh,
2027, 2030.
okay.
But
But it's like already in
but
the
it's already
works.
in the
Like
works. Like it's official.
that's
Yeah.
exciting.
And then I do think the next team is going to be Houston. Yeah, Houston will be the next one, but it's not necessarily an expansion.
Mm-hmm.
It's someone bought out the Connecticut Sun, and they're gonna move them to
Oh,
Houston. So it's like a little switcheroo.
wow.
Yeah, there was a whole bunch of drama behind that we don't have to get into in this episode, but
Man, but I'm gonna
yeah,
be looking out for future episodes. I gotta keep up
yeah,
with the WNBA drama like that.
I
We live
appreciate
for it.
that.
We
Yeah,
living for it.
honestly, there's no other league like the WNBA
Man,
when it comes to drama. Oh my god,
look, I'm here for
we need a
the
reality TV
look.
show. Yeah.
Yes, the love stories and whatnot as well. Like
Oh my gosh, I
I'm
can't
into
keep
it.
up. So now we're getting into a couple questions to get to know you better, the guest, TBanks.
Yes, yes.
So we mentioned earlier you're a fitness and wellness instructor. How did you get your start in fitness and wellness? And then can you tell me a little bit about your specific business? I know you also have an app.
Yeah,
Can you talk a little bit about that?
yeah. Fitness and wellness. I mean, I always let folks know, like, for me, it just started as like, I started in the gym, believe it or not, when I was 10, 11 years old, actually, and just fell in love with it. So my dad was the type of parent, had their kids in sports. And he was very much like, well, I want y'all to make sure y'all are you're doing a sport, but you want to make sure that y'all are like his kids are well holistically. And so it's like we're not just gonna play sports. He's like, you're gonna learn how to lift weights, right? You're gonna do yoga, right? You're gonna make sure you're conditioned, you're gonna make sure like
I
all
love
these
that.
things. And like so he like very if like the holistic fitness and wellness thing is like more kind of it's become popularized, which is great. But like,
Yeah.
it's not always for the best reasons, I
Right.
think.
Yeah.
But I love that people are into it. Holistic modalities is awesome. But like I've been doing this since I was a little preteen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I grew up with a father, parents, who they kind of raise us up that way, to think that way. And so I'm grateful
That
to
makes a
have
lot
kind
of
of had that
sense.
mindset. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So yeah, I started in the gym, and just I grew up playing like I think I started playing tennis when I was in like fourth grade too. And then I think I picked up track when I was in sixth or seventh grade, and like those were my sports. And then basketball, I kind of like when my older sister was playing, I'll go out there sometime and play, or like just for fun. But yeah, the through line for me has always been like I want to feel like I could be fast, quick, strong. Like the gym, definitely the first time I lifted weights I was like, I'm super passionate about this. All right. And so like I ended up falling more in love with like the gym stuff and the fitness stuff more so
Mm-hmm.
than the sport, dare I say. So I think,
Interesting.
yeah,
Okay.
I think that's not as common for folks, but I just really
Yeah.
I always liked the idea of like working out and growing toward um, becoming like,
Stronger,
yeah,
like, yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
When I was a kid, I would definitely say I was the opposite, like sports.
Mm,
Like I liked sports, but I didn't like going to the gym or like lifting weights. Like thinking of me lifting weights at like 10 years old, like you
yeah,
said,
yeah.
I would have just been like, just knowing how I was back then,
Hmm.
I would have been like, get me out of
I hate,
here.
yeah, no, that's
But
makes
yeah,
sense. I was weird. I was a weirdo.
I mean, I like, I wish, I'm thinking back, I'm like, I wish I would have been like that. But just
Hmm.
knowing my mindset as a kid, I know I wouldn't have like liked it.
Hmm.
But it is something that I would see if my future kids would like. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think it's good to start young. It's
Mm.
really helpful to have that like healthy mindset when you're young, because then you're not
Hmm.
having to like teach yourself when you're older. You're already like in it.
Yeah, it's already a part of
It's
like
super
your
healthy,
your practice, and it's already like, yeah,
ingrained in your like your brain.
I think
Yeah.
so. I think so. I definitely it helped me feel, I know what we'll get into it, but it's just something like I first realized like I feel more connected to who I am and getting to know who I am as a person and what I like that kind of rigor and that kind of work ethic. I just was always kind of drawn to like how can I like better myself or like seeing the results after a few weeks in the gym, especially those beginner gains. That kind of feels good to anybody to be able to experience that. And so I'm like, wow, if I could feel this way, or like if I'm doing yoga, if I could like hit some of these positions and feel more mobile, like I might not be the star athlete,
Hmm.
but like I can feel more athletic and I could still
Just
be
feel
able to,
good.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
like
do
wake up feeling
better,
strong.
wake up
Yeah.
feeling strong, be better in the sport because I have some of that access to things that maybe some people my age aren't necessarily into. So I can always like rely on, okay, at least I could do the work ethic. I could work toward being a better tennis player and track athlete, even though I might
Hmm.
not necessarily, be the super, super talented person, but I could give them a run for their money. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I like what you said about like working out and work ethic, because
Yeah.
I feel like obviously those go hand in hand, and just you starting so young, building that work ethic and
Hmm.
also the discipline, because it takes discipline
Yes.
to work out
Yeah.
consistently and to also push yourself, because sometimes people go to the gym, they're not really like pushing themselves that hard.
Yeah.
So just like the discipline to train your mind,
Hmm.
I think that's so important when it comes to like athletes, fitness and training in general.
Life in general.
Yeah, and then that
Yeah.
translates to like your career and
Hmm.
like the work you put into your relationships. I think starting at the gym is it's a good way to, yeah, build discipline and really hone in on your work ethic. Like, are you someone who could work hard and push through the challenges?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like your body gets tired and your
Hmm.
mind will like naturally tell you to like stop.
Hmm. Hmm.
And there's very few people that I think can push through that. And
Man.
that's why we need trainers, of course, trainers like you.
Definitely, definitely, definitely.
But that's definitely where I would say my athletic background helped me, because it's like fourth quarter, there's still time on the clock, like
Yup.
there's no stopping. Like
Hmm.
you got to keep going, you got to push through, even if like you're exhausted or whatnot. So I think that mindset is really important. So I like that you touched on that.
Totally. I agree.
So let's also talk about your tennis league. It's really cool. You co-founded an adult tennis league here in Chicago. We're based in Chicago,
Hmm. Hmm.
with your partner Anne. So we talk a little
Yeah,
bit about
yeah.
that.
Tennis, again, another kind of like theme in my life that's just been beautiful to see, like to continue with something that I did like when I was young and like just have it to continue in my life. It's just been like wow, like amazing.
Hmm.
That I still have this and can like go to. It's still kind of a grounding place for me that I go back to. But um, the Aces, Althea and Arthur's Aces. Yeah, I actually met my partner Anne through just like the tennis community, and I was doing like tennis meetups and that type of thing to try to find like black and brown tennis players and community of different skill levels. I think after a year or so, like I connected with another community member Ja, and they also wanted to do some tennis things and build community. So I'm like, oh, I hate doing stuff by myself. Like I love connecting with other people and like
Mm-hmm.
doing things with people. So me and Ja created First Serve with kind of that combined interest and bringing in those people. So just yeah, started there, and then and found and my partner I think had found us on Instagram or heard about us, and had been
One thing
wanting
led
to
to another.
one thing
Love
led
and
to
tennis.
another. Love and tennis.
Love and
Love and
tennis.
tennis,
We need a
exactly.
movie about that.
Honestly, we said that. We were like, honestly, we have a it's cute.
You guys can write it.
We'll write our movie, but it's really cute. And long story short, like just we connected through tennis, met in person at a tennis meetup called Oyster Tennis Club, and then played with each other. And was like, and we were kind of like, the Spider-Man meme of like, like I'm like we play well together. I'm like, you're exactly what I've been looking for, and I
Yeah.
think she felt the same way as far as like the level of play, and like it's hard to kind of find people that you can play with that kind of
Yeah.
like play like
Yeah.
have that level of play.
Absolutely.
So and then we just started talking, connecting, and we like building community things together, and actually uh it was Anne's idea just to start the team, and she asked if I wanted to do it with her. I'm like, I would love to. That's a dream.
No brainer.
So
Yeah.
no brainer, and we just put it into action, and it's been a beautiful thing. So
Okay. I
yeah.
love it. Okay. And so this is, you would describe it as like adult tennis league for varying levels. In Chicago, you hold like tournaments and stuff that people can win, or is it more just like open play?
Yeah, so for the ace for Althea and Arthur's aces, it's like competitive play. So me and Ann are
Okay.
are, are certified tennis pros. And so we wanted up space for players that wanted to really get better and improve their game, and like that want to practice and like um, and compete. And
Hmm.
so the aces is actually focused on that level of play where yeah, people have some experience. Like they
Hmm.
come into the team, so we have like a tryouts and everything every season, and yeah, having a little bit of a level of play, so that when we coach you, it's like you have a baseline, right? And yeah, and we'll have at the end of the season, we'll have like a little mini tournament type thing. But we gotta next time we gotta bring Ann on here, and we gotta we
Yeah.
gotta talk about it together. But it's a
Absolutely.
really fun thing that in beautiful space that we create together for specifically queer and trans black and brown people of the global majority. So that's something that we also wanted to center.
Okay. You want to give a quick background on the meaning behind the name Althea and Arthur's Aces?
Pretty sure Anne is my partner's brilliant. I love her. I'm gonna just brag about her all the time. She's amazing, and every time she like brings up an idea, most of the time I'm just like, "That's such a good idea! Oh my god, let's do it! Let's that's such a good name!" And so she came up. She thought about the name. Althea Gibson and Arthur Ashe. Those are black tennis
Mm,
champions,
yes. I actually, yeah, I
historical
have heard of
figures.
her. Yeah. Wasn't
Yeah,
she like the first black woman to
to
play in the US Open?
yeah, she was the first black player. She was the first, and if I'm not mistaken, the first POC. She might be, yeah, first POC player altogether to like
Oh,
win
like
a
men or
slam. And
women's.
if
Okay.
that's wrong, it's at least the first black player, right?
Yeah.
Like before Ash, like she was the first to like win a major, right? And it's just a big deal, and I just feel like she doesn't get enough credit and everything. So
Yeah.
when Anne brought her up, I was like, it was just like a memory retrigger. I was like, oh yeah, like Althea Gibson is somebody like I remember looking up to when I was younger. I
Hmm.
remember I think I
Hmm.
wrote a report on her like in fifth grade or
That's
something,
amazing.
and I was like, we gotta honor Althea Gibson. We
Hmm.
gotta honor Arthur Ashe. And so just the name being a reflection of who the team is for. Like these are the first, like these black players were the first to bring kind of that energy of people of the global majority, bring that kind of energy to the sport, like especially like for American tennis. So
Yes. Yeah.
we gotta honor our
Iconic first.
ancestors.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. Because if you just think about like back then, media coverage, like one, technology wasn't what it is now.
Yeah,
And then two, obviously, like marginalized communities being pushed to the side on
Of
top of
course.
that. So
Of
just not
course.
enough footage and records and
That's right.
yeah, credit where it's due.
That's right. And I gotta say, I know you got another question coming for me, but I gotta bring up. It's just making me think of Swish as well, the
Yeah.
queer basketball club, and
Yes.
I know we mentioned we've talked in the past about um, and you've come out to Swish Queer
Yes.
Basketball Club.
Definitely attended multiple events. I always have a
Yeah.
good time.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and we love having you, and that's just another space that is yeah, for you creating those spaces that people like us, like of these like intersectional marginalized identities, like we kind of have to create our boxes because the world excludes us like
Hmm.
intentionally, and so it's like you kind of have to like be bold and build out those spaces for yourself. So y'all got
Yeah.
to make sure y'all follow Swish Queer Basketball Club too. I'm a founding member, a proud founding member, with a couple of my other friends, and my homie Jamise Adams founded Swish Queer Basketball Club, and that happened even before the Aces, and even when for what I was doing, getting back
Yeah.
into my love for tennis, it just kind of like reinvigorated me.
Swish Queer Basketball Club
Mhm.
is basically a pickup runs for all levels of people who want to play, whether you're like brand new
Yeah,
or a little bit more skilled, a
yeah,
wide range of skills. I
yeah.
know I like one of the things you say in the intro before every pickup run is you guys cheer for air balls.
Oh yeah, I know we always say that, and like it's
Yeah,
like it starts like a funny little thing, but there's like actually this
it's
embodies like
encouraging. Yeah,
yeah, I think yeah embodies like that. It's not all about like
you have to be athletic, you have to be
yeah,
amazing.
let's just bring people together, and we want people to like have fun with the sport, and it's not just about the like growing up, maybe some of that was kind of hard for people, like playing
Yeah,
sports and like
absolutely.
just
Yeah.
like let's get back to the joy and the just like being with community that like-minded people, like having something an activity to do with people that's just like-minded. So
Yeah, people who want to meet people and also like maybe they
yeah,
want to try out basketball and they never played before. It could be intimidating to just
yeah,
show up at a random gym or
I think
like at the
so.
park, whereas this place is like it's very clearly like built for people who are looking to meet people and try out the sport as well.
Yeah,
So I think that's really important too because yeah, it could be really intimidating to show up and like everyone's played in
man, you know
college
what I'm
or like
saying.
ex pro. I don't know.
And what other
Yeah,
spaces like are for people that just
want to
that
chill.
just want to chill and
Yeah.
watch, and that was exactly the intent, building community through sports. That's become a big theme in my life.
Yes, definitely. That's how we
Yeah,
met. I've definitely, got that vibe from you right away, which
yeah,
leads into my next question. Just specifically talking about, like your experience with building community. You're very good at it. You're very good at connecting folks who are looking to get connected, build relationship and safe spaces,
yeah.
um, being very inclusive,
Mm. Mhm.
specifically again for the BIPOC and queer community,
Mhm.
disabled community.
Mhm.
Can we talk about how you got started doing that? Like how old were you, and then just your experience doing that? Yeah, throughout the years.
Man, that's a big question that
It
I
is.
love.
Yeah,
Um,
we're
ye-
warmed up now, so we're getting we're
yeah,
getting into the thick of it.
we're getting in the thick of it. Oh man, I I mean, I gotta start with yeah, this idea of like so like how did I get into it, and what is like the meaning of it to me, like building community, like connecting communities together and connecting people, building those relationships. Like for me, when I think about like the how and like and uh, just that kind of purpose aspect, I think about for me like, it started with this idea for me of like I want to build and connect with myself, actually, not to like take it all the way back, but
Yeah.
like like when I think of like why do I even build community, why do I like doing this, why is this something that's the theme in my life,
Hmm.
it's because I've always been somebody that has wanted to, I guess, optimize my life, right? And optimize who I am and who I'm meant to be, and just be in right relationship with myself,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like even as a young person, that's something I've always like been drawn to. Just the idea of
Interesting.
like self growth
Yeah.
and like really being, just feeling connected and just, to myself and tethered to the world, and like what is that? And a lot
Yeah.
of times that involves people, right? We are human beings. I think a lot of that, the building community, right? It started with me like thinking about, okay, like who, before I can have community, I have to understand like who I am as a person. Like what is my why? What moves me? Like these questions of like, what's your why? Like
Your intentions.
what are my intentions? Like what am I excited about? Like why am I here? Like that. And I'm a Cancer, so we get deep. So,
I love a water sign.
gosh,
I'm an earth sign. So I feel like earth signs and water signs have high
look,
compatibilities.
look, it's a good
So
time, right?
it's a good time. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Because sometimes people are like, all right, here they go, here they go. But it's from a good place. It's from a good
Yeah.
place, very wholesome,
Hmm.
definitely. But I would say, yeah, I am always moving from that place of just like, connection is one of my top words, and I love the word connection. And I I just believe that like, yeah, community building is just part of what it means here, what it means to be alive, right? And people, you have to kind of find out on your own, like through your own process, through your own journey, and even in different seasons of life, right? In another season of my life, I had different intentions with community building. I was maybe focused on, um, oh, I want to be a superstar, like fitness star
Hmm.
or whatever. I was more like into the like, um, I don't know, like I want to be a fitness celebrity. What does that mean to me?
Yeah.
How can I be like a superstar? Like that's something that meant something to me.
Hmm.
Um, and it's like, okay, like who else? So what am I going to be doing to like attract that and to be that? I hope that people shift more into like, what does it mean to you versus like the aesthetic of it. And I've seen that change for me
Yeah.
over the years. And so I guess I just say all that to say like, you got to be in alignment with even the seasons of your life, and like that will determine like who you're attracting and what community you're finding. When I'm passionate about something, like I'm going to go deep with it. So,
Yeah.
you
That's the
know
Cancer in you.
maybe a
Everything is
little.
deep.
Everything is deep. I know it's a lot, but at this time in my life, I'm definitely, it's like, yeah, like community for me is definitely and about like, yeah, like impact, right? It's
Hmm.
not just, not to say that it wasn't at first, but like it's a layer of like how like the people that are looking for support and that don't have access, and that's who I get to serve.
I love what you said actually at the beginning, how when you said like you're big on community building, but you first started off with reflecting
Yeah,
with yourself.
that's where we were at. Yes.
Yeah, I really like that because I feel like most people don't think that way. They're like community,
Yeah.
they're like connection people, but it's like in order
Yeah.
to be a good like community leader, like you have to connect with yourself
Yeah.
first. And I think a lot of people skip that step. And that's why it's to me, I'll notice sometimes people say like community, like building spaces.
Yeah.
But then when you're actually in those spaces, it doesn't feel as like genuine or
That's right.
authentic, or you're not like getting what you're actually looking for. And it's kind of like
Come on.
not a facade. Like sometimes people just like their intentions are not in the right spot. And
You're
it's
saying way more succinctly what I was trying to say. You've summed it all up. You are an excellent podcaster.
Thank you.
Yes.
But yeah, I think when I met you, I just immediately was like, oh, this person's authentic. Like this
Mm,
person's genuine. Like they truly care. And then I've been
mm,
in other spaces where like it just doesn't always feel like that. And I think when you say
mm.
that you connected with yourself first, especially from it sounds like a very young age, which is not common, I would say. Like I would say when I was younger, self growth, working on myself, like was not prioritized. Could
Mm.
be like the environments I grew up in. It just took me a lot longer to get there. So I think that that's amazing that you were doing that from such a young age. I think that's what makes you a really great leader, space
Thank
builder.
you.
Yeah. And so like I probably wouldn't have launched this, or the reason I did launch it was because I did go on like an intense healing journey for the first
Heck
time in
yeah.
my life, and I was like really asking myself the hard questions, like intentional
Wow.
solitude. And that's what kind of led to me starting the podcast, like
Wow.
why I named it Hoops and Healing.
Mm-hmm.
Just going through that journey. Obviously, like the hoops part's obvious. I love basketball.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But adding in the healing part, that was kind of like thrown in there. I want to say
Mm-hmm.
thrown in there, but that wasn't necessarily planned. Like it was just going to be a women's sports podcast. But I loved the idea when I thought of it to just tie it into mental health, how it's
Yeah.
related to sports, but also like, we talk about it without having to talk about sports as well. So I think just me putting in that intentional time
Mm-hmm.
would made a big difference than if I had just launched the podcast right away without thinking about it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the working on yourself, because how some people will say like, oh, it's selfish, or like people aren't putting a lot of time and energy into working on themselves first, and then it shows later. So I think that part is really important. So I love that you said that right at the beginning.
Man, it's definitely everything that you said. I think, yeah, like everything that I do, I just feel like if I'm doing something, I want to do it. I want to do it for real. And I just, like I said, I'm always drawn to just that like connection. Or just, I mentioned the word integrity earlier. Like these things are just like, I'm here in this world and I want to connect. I mean, with whatever I'm doing. And I love connecting. This is why we're connected. Like, right. I like to,
Yeah.
I talk to people, I connect with people, and I am in community with people. I tend to be that are like-minded and like that are on, that tend to be on their own healing journeys and tend to center things like wellness and rest and authenticity in their life, and they connect it to their work in some way. Like I tend to fall into these kind of groups and these communities and these pods and these friendships,
Yeah.
and I love that. And it's all about alignment as well. But yeah, it's I love that you asked this question. I love that you like pulled out all those things as well. Everybody in the world wants to, that like part of life is like, yeah, you don't want to be alone, right? You want to connect with people. Building community is a buzzword,
Yeah.
unfortunately now.
Yeah.
But like it's, yeah, nobody wants to be alone. But it's that part that you got to focus on first. Like, why you got to ask yourself, why do I not want to be like, what am I avoiding? Like what am I trying to, like, I want to be around people. I want to, like, I don't want to be like you got to go deep with yourself to understand like who you are, and like what's like,
what are you afraid of?
Thank you. I actually want to just be around people that like get what I'm up to, and I want to those people to support those people as well. I want to build actual relationship and not just gather people for the sake of building community.
Yes.
And so
exactly, like quality over quantity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a learning journey. I'm not saying like tell people like,
Yeah.
go meet people, figure it out, but like also like go inward and reflect and find your whys and go deep with people.
The quote that's like, people can only meet you as far as they've met themselves. I think, the first time I heard that, I was like, how I was building relationships with those people. Because it's like, how far have I met myself? Like, how far can I meet other people?
That's
then?
right.
Yeah. So
it's powerful.
Yeah. And it's like, we've heard it over and over again. And like, these kind of things have become like buzzwords.
Yeah.
And it's like frustrating because it's like, they're true, but no one's actually like dissecting them.
Mm-hmm.
Doing the work, dissecting them. They're just kind of like slapping the quote on like a coffee mug, calling it a day. And it's like, can we actually like
not the
sit
coffee
down? We, like, everyone's got the tote bag with the quote, but like, who's actually like, putting in the work, like you said.
Let's go deeper.
Exactly.
And you'll find that like when you're actually doing that kind of work, you start to, at least, because I know a big question is like, other people ask me, it's like, how are you're always doing I see you always doing all these things, doing all these, like, seems like TBanks like is everywhere all the time. I'm like, I'm not doing it on purpose. I just, it's in my nature to want to build and want to connect. And
Mm-hmm.
so you're going to fall
It's like your
into,
calling. It's like natural for you.
it's natural for
Yeah.
me. Yeah. And I don't think it's special to me. I think like, I guess what I'm trying to say is that I feel like when people actually start to do like learn and learn about, you know, what's going on in the world, go deep, read more books, like, right, like look into those resources, go to
Mm-hmm.
that event that maybe you're a little shy, but like go to it if you're curious,
Yeah.
right? Be curious out loud, like live out loud, and it's just going to put you in different spaces and different places, and it's going to, you know, open up your world in a way
Yes.
that you're not necessarily trying to like meet a whole bunch of people necessarily, but you are going to end up meeting a whole bunch of people because you're putting yourself out there, because you want to, because you're
Exactly.
living out loud, curious, and you're following what's like moving you.
I
You're
love
following
that.
what spirit's telling you. You're following what your intuition is telling you versus staying stagnant, right? Like
Yes.
live life, right? If that
Mm-hmm.
podcast you were listening to sent you some resources, write down those resources, write down those books, read them, learn something, write about it, right? Talk about it, communicate, have conversations, right? Like, I
Yeah.
don't mean it for it to sound so simple, but I also want people to
It
hear
kind of
that
is. I feel
it's
like
actually
people
that simple.
overcomplicate it, but it really is that
Yeah,
simple. Yeah.
be alive.
That's definitely a motto that I try to follow. It's just like things are actually quite simple, but like everyone's
Mm,
overcomplicating it.
I think so.
And I love what you said too about like being curious, but then following it. Because I think
Mm,
humans naturally are curious,
I think
right?
so too.
But there's a very small percentage of people who are following the curiosity,
Mm,
especially out loud, like you said, is like people don't want to necessarily be seen trying.
mm-hmm.
There's like a fear of being judged
That's
or
right.
failing.
Or
So
sometimes going against the grain and like following, like going against like what's mainstream. You got to ask questions. Like don't just follow along
yeah,
what these systems are telling us. Like you have to
right.
be able to be brave as well and be able to go outside of your comfort zone, and that's going to open up your world. So it's
Yes,
also that, like it's just like
absolutely.
knowing
Asking
your
yourself,
power.
yeah, asking yourself, like, do I actually want to do this? Like, does this
Mhm.
bring me joy? Like,
Mhm. Or am I
is
just doing it
this
to be doing it because so
exactly?
and so, like that's the pathway that so and so told me, or what,
Hmm.
like no, what are you, who are you? What's your why?
Yeah, I think I lived a lot of my early life just going with the flow, doing what I was told.
Yeah.
And then when I like 30, 30 is a big one. I was
30.
like, wait a second, like what am I doing? Like, and I
Yeah.
had to make some significant changes, and it's all for the better.
Mhm.
Not easy work though, obviously it's hard work, but
But you made a
yeah.
choice. It sounds like
Yeah,
you chose
definitely.
yourself, and like you maybe went against what's like safe and comfortable, and like
Exactly.
I'm like but I know I'm meant to like
Yeah.
blossom and transcend
Yeah.
this like level.
Best version of myself,
Yeah.
full potential. Yeah, because I think a lot of
Yeah.
people do feel that like fire of like, everyone has their dreams, but
Mhm.
most people like they don't know where to start, which direction
Yeah.
to go. And it's like nobody does. You just start and you
Mhm.
you see what happens.
That's
Like you
right.
put in the work and you see what works, what doesn't, you figure it out.
Mhm.
But yeah, everyone starts. Most people, I would say, start. It's messy, it's uncomfortable. That's why a lot of people like I would say don't want to go through that.
Mhm.
But it's really important that you do. Very important.
I agree. I'm with it.
This show is called Hoops and Healing. I like to ask every guest what their favorite healing practice is that's present in their life right now. So, do you have one?
Yes. I love talking about healing. Um, I am somebody that is where I've learned that just routine supports me, and
Mm-hmm.
understanding that consistency and being, that's important for me to help just in terms of groundedness. Because my chart, I don't have any like earth at all, so
Oh,
I be,
wow.
it's air and water, child. It's
All over the place.
and fire. I'm floating all around. I'm all the way over there and over here. I'm like, get back down, ground. So I'm definitely somebody. I'm like, okay, I've learned that my morning routine, right? My evening routine, like actually doing
Yes.
the routine work of before I'm like getting ready for my day. Don't just go into it. Like again, I'm always gonna say connect. Like, let's connect to myself.
Slow down.
Yeah. So
I love a slow morning. Intentionally
a
slow
slow,
morning. Yeah.
intentional morning is very, very, very important to me. And when I do it, like I'm waking up 90 minutes before I need to wake up to get
Oh,
everything done.
wow.
It's
Okay.
like, like, yeah, like I'm like, meditate, drink my water, get my sunlight, do my cold exposure. Like it's a whole, do
Yeah.
my affirmations. And I want to do it slowly and move slowly and work into it because I tend
I
to
love that.
be somebody that I have, yeah, I'm navigating some various health things right now in my life. And like, if anything, I've had to kind of ground in this way because I'm typically hyper, just,
High performer.
yeah, not even hype. Yeah, like that's kind of my like, that's always been my like baseline high performer. But with the health things, I've learned I've had to like come from that and drop back in and down to just focus on like let's just get present because you're always in a state of like fight or flight, like a high stress response, like that stress response cycle, like is something that I'm just on all the time, and it does not help anybody's self. But
Yeah.
especially with some things I'm navigating, it's just been a life lesson for me. So yeah.
Yeah. I definitely love a slow morning. I feel like it's really easy to just wake up and be like, to-do list, like go, go, go. And I
Mm-hmm.
think a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people live that way.
Yeah, we're
And then
taught that.
they, yeah, taught that. Like maybe that's how they watch their family growing up. And so, like, that's all they know. And then that kind of becomes their comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
And then they kind of burn out or they wonder why, like, things don't always feel great. And so I think
Mm-hmm.
whenever I do have the time to have slow mornings, I make sure to really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And just be really present again through like meditation, journaling, reading.
Journaling.
I always just get really excited when I know like, oh my God, I don't have anything to do in the
Mm-hmm.
morning. Like I could just chill, be myself.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
That's that
that's
30
a really good
plus.
one. Yeah, it does come with
A little
age
bit of
for
that too, but
sure. Age absolutely plays a
yeah.
role in that. You mentioned like with some of your more recent health issues,
Mm.
just like like it kind of forces you to slow down and like listen to your body.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's something like everyone could take advice from. Whether you have health issues or not. It's just like your body actually it tells us a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
I think we live in a world where like we're not really taught how to listen to our body.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Like like when you're feeling anxious or when something feels off, like you have your gut instinct
Mm-hmm.
reactions, and like knowing when it's like when you're hungry to like eat or when you're too
Yeah.
full to stop eating,
Mm-hmm.
like just stuff like that, like knowing when to listen to your body and be in tune with it. That's something that I'm trying to work on now that I definitely like neglected before.
For
And it's just
sure.
like knowing when to rest because like you don't want to push yourself too hard. It sounds so simple, like
Yeah.
just listen to your body, it's that easy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not that easy, especially like in today's world and in the environments that we're raised up in. Thanks for coming on the show. I really appreciate your time. You're an amazing guest. I knew when I started the podcast, I was like, TBanks is on the guest list.
Oh,
I knew I wanted to have you on right away, so I'm glad that we were able to make it work.
man, this was awesome. Like, thanks for having me. I love that you're doing this.